Hey YouTube, the Comic Chief here, and today we will be reviewing Avengers number 7, Legacy number 697.
Whosoever watches this channel, if he or she be worthy, shall acquire the knowledge from the Comic Chief.
This is one of those throwback one-shot issues, I think, and I'm surprised Marvel didn't try to milk it and just release a one-shot in addition to the Avengers title. This one is about the first ever Ghost Rider and takes place on Earth over 1 million years ago. Jason Aaron is still writing this, and as long as he's writing it, I'm picking it up through thick and thin. Sarah Pichelli and Justin Panzor are responsible for the art. The cover art is great, by the way. It has that primitive Ghost Rider sitting on top of a woolly mammoth covered in flames. The art was nice, so it's a win. The writing was great. It starts off with a great narrative, and the dialogue progressively gets good through the issue. From the early days of being a caveman with no ability to speak to some great writing, I thought it was cool. The plot, so I'm glad we get to see some backstory for the 1 million BC Avengers, but come on now. This is an Avengers title. If I wanted to pick up some prehistoric Avengers, I'd pick that up. Plus, it's a one-shot. I know they just finished the major final host story arc, but geez. Originally, I was going to give this a no star, but man, the plot was so essential to the Avengers story, I changed my mind. The character development, I guess it was pretty great for being able to tell the origin story of Ghost Rider. The progression in just 20-something pages is good. That's a win. The price at $3.99, like I said, if I wanted a 1 million Avengers title, I'd go ahead and pay for that, but I don't. So no, 4 out of 5 star right here, right now. Finally, onto the review. We open up in a cave 1 million years ago where cavemen are doing caveman things, building fires, making art with handprints, primitive. A stranger walks in, takes out a weapon, and slaughters those that stand in his way, and eventually becomes the new pack leader. The leader approaches the boy, and the revelation is that the child hears voices, an outside world calling him, letting him know that there was more than the simple life that he knew. The newfound pack leader came from a tribe of 8 men, and a clan that was once powerful but were hungry for something more, and they eventually died for their cause. It's implied that this pack leader ate them. Then, all of a sudden, he showed his teeth and his true purpose came to light, killing everyone the boy ever knew or cared about, leaving him alone in this world. He was some kind of animal, but much more than that. He was a monster the boy had no words to even describe. As the monster takes the boy in his hand, I thought he was gonna murder him, but instead he gives him a new name, Ghost, and leaves him alone in this cave alone with the blood and bones of those he once knew. So the story shows the boy venturing out of the cave into the snow and the unknown cold world that lay ahead of him. As he is starving and on the verge of death, a giant snake comes to him in his final moments and tempts him to mutter his name and ask for his aid he was willing to bestow to the boy. He said pain, punishment, and vengeance could all be yours. He wrapped himself around the boy, making his body colder, and offered him warmth, but all he had to do was say his name for that power. Finally, the boy mutters the name, Mephisto, and instantly his skin begins to boil and his eyes turn into flames. This was the birth of Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance. My favorite art in the book is of him rising from the snow, in flames, and also my favorite writing because he was destined to die alone, but he was no longer alone. He had the power to speak to animals. A pack of woolly mammoths surrounds Ghost. 5 years later, Ghost was also known as the Rider because of his ability to ride beasts. Get it? Ghost Rider? So yeah, 5 years later, we find the pack leader that killed Ghost Klansman, leaving him to die alone. The pack leader was waiting for Ghost and says, "About time, boy." The next page we see Ghost riding a giant mammoth in flames. The mammoth picks up the pack leader by its trunk, and the Ghost Rider was about to get his revenge. The pack leader breaks out of the mammoth's grip, and we finally learn his name, Wendigo. Holy crap, YouTube, I remember Wendigo from the days of that animated X-Men cartoon, and my childhood is now coming around full circle. Wendigo made his first appearance in The Incredible Hulk 1973, and to see him in person at the origin, man. So a battle between Ghost Rider and Wendigo happens. The scenes are pretty good. The power of Wendigo is seen, and he's easily able to knock Ghost Rider out. His purpose is to eat bones of the people he kills to get stronger and grow and live forever. Ghost Rider tells him his days of eating bones are over, and it's pretty fantastic when he turns the bones of the corpses around him into his chains. So we not only get the origin of the first Ghost Rider, but the origin of his chains. This makes me want to read some Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider whips the bone chain around Wendigo and lights him on fire. However, Wendigo is able to break free from the chains. As he is about to finish off Ghost Rider, he is stabbed through the chest from behind. I thought it was another person with a weapon, blade, or axe, but it actually happened to be Ghost Rider's ride, the woolly mammoth tusk. Wendigo breaks the tusk, and before Ghost Rider could save that mammoth, Wendigo takes him down with him off the edge of a cliff into an abyss. He makes it clear that he would be back for his revenge. Ghost Rider's loyal friend and companion for the last 5 years was now dead, and all of a sudden, he felt sadness and a destiny to be alone. He's telepathically contacted by Phoenix and Odin? Okay, so this was a pretty good story. I originally gave the plot a no, but now it's a win. This is essential to the storyline. This is a solid 4 out of 5 for me. I liked it, YouTube. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you think this was important? Do you think the Ghost Rider, do you think Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider is important to the overall Avengers story arc that Jason Aaron's trying to tell? I don't know, YouTube. But if you have any comments, please put them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for being here. Thank you for still watching. This is the Comic Chief going offline.